The dreaded pap smear. Dun dun dun! I have a little special guest with me today, my little baby girl, Eleanor. She wants to be held all day today, so this is a situation because I had planned to film, and I can still film, but she's just going to join us for it. In today's video, I'm going to give you 6 tips on how to make getting a pap smear more comfortable. Just to get a little bit more personal with you all, when I turned 21, I remember with my mom, she helped me make my first appointment to see an OBGYN, and I was just going to go see the doctor that my mom had been seeing. I was still in college, so I wasn't in medical school yet, but I did know the importance of getting a pap smear. I was still really nervous and I didn't know what to expect, so I actually no-showed that appointment. I didn't go. I was just too nervous, and I was like, you know what? I'll never have to go. It's fine. Thinking back on that, I wish I had a video like this to help put my mind at ease, to normalize these conversations, and so that I felt more prepared and like I had more options, because I was so anxious and so worried and nervous. And I just wish I could go back and hug little 21-year-old me and tell her that it's gonna be okay and you're gonna do great, and this is for your own well-being and health. So yeah, me, an OBGYN who is so passionate about telling people to get their pap smears done, I was the guilty one and I no-showed my appointment. So don't be me. Learn from my mistake. And I hope this video helps. Also, I'm in my second coffee cup, so I'm gonna be drinking my coffee, and I made a little banana bread loaf cake thing. I'm gonna be enjoying those 2 treats as well. Oh my god, it's so good. Now I know lots of you dread getting a pap smear because yes, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but it also shouldn't be painful. So I hope today's video can kind of ease your mind on it, and you can use these 6 tips so that it can be a more comfortable experience and not so much anxiety around it or pain or anything like that. If you want more details as far as results of pap smears or what it means when they're abnormal, or if your doctor tells you you need a colposcopy or a LEEP, I already have 2 videos explaining that, which I'm going to leave down below in case you want a little bit more detail. Also wanted to give you guys an update on my channel for 2024. Oh my god, Happy New Year. Sorry I didn't say that earlier. I plan to post a new video every single Sunday, which is just my standard and what I've been doing for a while. But every other Thursday, I'm going to be posting a video in Spanish. Hopefully I can get to a place where I can post Spanish videos every week. But for now, obviously I have baby Eleanor, a newborn, and realistically, when I sat down to look at my schedule, doing every other Thursday is going to be better for me. I'll revisit the schedule in March, so I'm going to give myself 3 months of the schedule and see how it goes. If it's feasible, can I keep it up, or can I now do 2 videos a week, one in English, one in Spanish? So stay tuned. Oh god, it was so good. All right, let's start the video. Without a doubt, my #1 tip on making a pap smear more comfortable is tell us if you're anxious. Do not hold back. Tell us if you're worried. Tell us if you're anxious, because that way then I know and I can walk you through the whole thing. I can sit there, show you what a speculum looks like, show you what the cyto brush looks like that we use to collect the specimen. I can verbalize as I'm doing things like, hey, you're going to feel this. This is the next step. And that tends to ease people's minds. I always, always, always ask and make sure that you are comfortable, or that my patient is comfortable and understands what's going on. Especially if it's your first exam, I gotta know. I want you to be open and honest and feel comfortable. Being an OBGYN and a woman, I know what it's like. I know I still get nervous and anxious right before an exam. Am I super excited to get a pap smear? No. But I know the importance of getting a pap smear, and I want to make sure that I am preventative in my health, because I do not want cervical cancer down the line. So #1 tip, if you're at all feeling anxious about the whole situation, tell us. Even if it's in the start of your visit, just be like, hey, this is my first time getting a pap smear and I'm pretty nervous about it. Or be like, hey, my last provider, I had a really bad experience with the pap smear. Could you please walk me through it, or just please be patient with me? I'd much rather have that than you just kind of try and hide your emotions, try and hide your feelings. None of that. At your OBGYN or your women's health provider, you should feel comfortable, relaxed, and there should be a level of trust with your provider. Do I have banana bread everywhere? Because I think I do. Number 2, wiggle your toes. I know that sounds ridiculous, but seriously, it works. I do this myself. So when you get a pap smear, your legs are up on the footrest, on the stirrups, and by wiggling your toes, it takes your mind off of things and actually helps relax your pelvic muscles, your pelvic floor muscles, so that it makes it easier to do the exam and that you're more relaxed and comfortable. So I tell my patients, I know this sounds crazy and it might make you laugh, but wiggle your toes and focus on wiggling those toes. Weird, I know, but it works. Tip number 3, don't hold your breath. Make sure you're taking a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. That again is going to help you relax. And pelvic exams typically don't last very long, so it's going to be over before you know it. It's kind of getting in the right mindset and the right headspace before doing the exam. Don't hold your breath, don't clench up and tighten up because it actually makes it harder and it could be painful for you. So try your best. You're gonna do great. So for tip number 4, I'm actually gonna bring out a little prop. So here is my little prop. I have some speculums. These are instruments, it's called a speculum, that we use to do the pap smear. Now, as you can see, we have different size speculum. These are just 2 different size, and these are the plastic ones. There's also metal speculums. Every office is different, so I don't know what your provider is gonna have. But see how this one is skinnier, more narrow, and then this one's just a little bit wider. We have other ones that are smaller than this. We have others that are wider. We have really big ones. It just depends because not all vaginas are made the same. For tip number 4, I always recommend asking your provider if they could use the smallest speculum size available, especially if it's your first pelvic exam. Yes, I know these look incredibly intimidating. They even look more intimidating when they're in metal form, but it is a great tool and it allows us to view the entirety of the cervix and the vagina so that we can do our exam. I would love it if we got to a point where we didn't even need to use instruments like this to do pap smears, but we're not quite there yet. And doing a pap smear is so important in preventing cervical cancer and in making sure you don't have any precancer cells that could potentially turn into a cervical cancer. Hopefully one day, I don't think we're there quite yet, but hopefully one day. Number 5, ask to put in the speculum yourself. Not everyone will feel comfortable doing this, but I've had a handful of patients ask if they can be the ones to place it themselves. And I said, of course, if that's what you feel comfortable doing, please let me know. I can walk you right through exactly how you need to insert it, and then I kind of take over when it's time to actually collect the cells. But it works out really well. Again, we want this experience to be comfortable for you because it's your right and you're the patient. If you feel like you might want to try just inserting it yourself, ask your provider. And tip number 6, talk to us during the exam. I know that probably sounds a little bit crazy, but trust me, talking through the exam, again, takes your mind off of things and helps you relax. Sometimes I use this opportunity to ask my patients about their life, what they do for work, do they have any weekend plans, any good movies they've seen lately. It seems weird to have that conversation while I'm collecting the pap smear, but trust me, it helps distract your brain. And oftentimes when I do this little technique or when you talk to us, I do the pap smear and most people are like, oh my God, you're done, it's over. In some cases, it really is that fast. And remember that this is our day-to-day. I was in private practice. I did pap smear 30 times a day, sometimes 20 times a day. So it does become second nature and nothing is going to be weird. Nothing is going to surprise me. Seen it all, been there, done that. All right, so today's video was a short and a quick one, but I hope it helped you. All right, you all, thank you so much for all of your love, your support. If you found this video helpful, I want you to share it with one person in your life, your mom, your sister, your cousin, your best friend, because we need to look out for one another and make sure we're putting our health first in 2024. I would love to live in a world where we no longer have to deal with cervical cancer. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I will see you in my next video. Little Eleanor, Nelly Belly, she says goodbye. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Bye.